us two can keep a secret if one of them is dead.
Hey guys, I'm sorry this video is so late. It's almost Tuesday again. I've just been really busy this week, and honestly I've hardly had any time to do much of anything until right now, so I'm sorry, and I will try my best to not let it happen again, because I know that I have like 1 million dedicated followers to my videos. They rely on these videos for their weekly source of entertainment, and for that I extend my deepest apologies if you will accept them. And one more thing before I get started. I pretty much decided that from now on, instead of doing a play-by-play of every scene in the episode and telling you everything that happened, I'm only going to talk about scenes if I have a prediction to make or a comment or something along those lines. Partly for the sake of time, because I feel like these videos are getting kind of long, but mostly because, like I've said before, I'm going to assume that if you're watching a review, you've already seen the episode, so therefore you don't need me to tell you what happened in the episode. So with all that being said, let's get this party started. This past Monday was the 4th episode of the second half of the second season of Pretty Little Liars. The episode was called A Kiss Before Lying. Real quick, does anyone else wonder where they come up with the names for these episodes? Because I feel like half the time, they don't even have anything to do with what the episode's about. Also, I feel like they just take pretty words that sound good and they put them with a form of the word lying, and they make it sound like it's a popular phrase that I should have heard of before or something. Like, a kiss before lying, what does that even mean? So I would have been totally surprised when we found out that it was Allison's ID with the dark hair, but I wasn't, only because when the preview for this episode first came out, like right after the new episode, how they always do, of course it wasn't enough for me, and of course it showed absolutely nothing. So I did what I always do, and I looked up every single preview in existence that I could find online and every little bit of information, and I found a longer preview for this episode on the ABC Family website where they showed the ID more close up and for a longer period of time, like for an extra second. So I paused it and saw that it was Allison. So for me, it wasn't a shocker. Two questions. First of all, that idea that Aria was talking about for her and Ezra in the last episode, did she bring that up again? Like, did she ever say what the idea was? Because I don't recall that happening, and I really want to know what it is. And also, does Hannah's dad know about what Kate did to her at the rehearsal dinner? Because sometimes they make it seem like he does, and sometimes they make it seem like he doesn't, and I feel like that's kind of important. I was so not on board with any of Aria's fashion choices in this episode. I hated those long green seaweed earrings. I hated that stupid heart grandma sweater she had on. Like, Aria, girl, you are usually on point. Can someone please tell me why they make Emily and Maya 1,000 times more affectionate than any guy-girl couple in this episode? Like, I guess maybe they're trying to compensate for them being lesbians, but, like, I just don't get it. And I swear it has nothing to do with them being lesbians, it really doesn't. But I just do not care one iota about their relationship. I just find their issues so insignificant in comparison to everything else on the show. And I think it's probably mostly because I really, really don't like Maya. I don't like her character, I don't like her acting. I just don't care anything about her. She just gets on my nerves. Unless she has a connection to A or to Holden, which I think she probably does, but until I have proof of it, I really would just care to not see her on the screen. I really, 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 really don't want Aria to start liking Holden. I really don't. I don't understand why Emily, like, doesn't even care that Maya didn't tell her that she was bi, especially when she was so, like, gung-ho for being a lesbian. I hate Ari's dad so much for doing that to Ezra. Like, I hope A castrates him. In fact, if him doing that to Ezra causes him to leave and take the job, and that leads to Aria being with Holden, I'll do it. So as much as I hate Aria's dad, that is how much I am in love with Caleb. Like, love Caleb. And because of that, I almost shit a brick during that scene with him and Garrett in front of Jenna's house. Calling it now, Holden got that bruise from getting hit by Hannah's car in the first episode. He is the person that lost the phone. He's A's helper, or at least one of them. Okay, now you guys may want to sit down for this one. So that book, Lolita, that Spencer and Hannah were talking about, the one that was Allison's, if you don't know what that book is about, it's about a man who has a wife and kids and like a family, and a young girl seduces him and they basically have an affair. Allison, Spencer's dad. Yeah, I know. What the and that picture of Kate at the end that Hannah supposedly sent out to everybody, was that just like a naked picture of Kate, or did she get like a boob job or something that no one wants to know about? Because that whole thing just confused me. Once again, back to the whole Spencer's dad thing. Notice that that was the desk that A was taking the gun from. Foreshadowing. Fingers crossed to kill Ari's dad with it. Alright, well, that's all I got for you. Sorry this one wasn't super interesting. This episode wasn't super interesting, so I'm gonna blame it on that. Yeah, so I will see you on Tuesday, on time, I promise. Bye.
'Cause two can keep a secret if one of them is dead.